Right, and guys, how's it going? Welcome back. It is now Sunday the 29th of January. Just a couple of jobs. What we're going to be doing today, guys, is on plot one, I'm going to be taking up my seed potatoes, and we'll be going through them and seeing what seed potatoes I am going to be growing this year. Also on plot two, if you noticed, I had a post up where I had a fire and I have managed to burn a lot of old timber, what was lying around from the old plot holder. I managed to go through a lot of stuff and cleared out a nice space, a nice area for hopefully where I'm going to be growing some carrots. So we'll go down to the plot on plot two and I'll let you know where that is and what my plans are on that. But in the meantime, guys, I'll give you a quick look at my giant onions. Fingers crossed. I get some nice onions from them. They're looking good. I'm pleased with them. So I'll give you a little look and see what you think about it. And then I'll meet you up on plot one. Right, and guys, so these are the onions. So I've got some Peter Glazebrook, and also I've been given some seed off another plot holder who grows the giant stuff, Tommy. So that's what you see the TB for. That's just his initials. And as you can see, that's one of his there. It's absolutely beautiful. Nice size there. About 5 to 6 fruits on there. Not a lot of water. I don't water loads. I just put a little bit in the bottom of the trays and soak up just a little bit. And if you feel the bottom of it carefully, it's nice and solid, you know, so you can tend to tell if you wiggle it about a little bit at the bottom, just gently, to make sure that's got a good hold. And if it's moving too much, you know that you're watering too much and it's just rotting the roots away. It's not getting its feet in, if that makes sense. So these are looking good, like I say. I've got some leeks and all that over there, which are coming on massive, but not worry about because I've got plenty of backup. These are the Ailsa Craigs, which are potted on. Hope you can see okay with the light. But yeah, these seem to be doing okay. They're starting to get the second leaves on now, the true leaves, the flutes I call them. So these will be going up to the garden. It's just the weather's been extremely cold, and guaranteed if I put these up to the garden, they would have died. Or this year, the compost would have just frozen solid and would have just caused problems, and they could possibly bolt. So a couple more weeks and then I'll start moving them up to the garden. This one here is another Tommy. So it's another onion. Hope you can see okay. And that one there is that one there, just at different stages. And I've got about 15 of these ones here. But yeah, these ones are looking really good, the Ailsa Craigs. And I've got enough down there, just down there, for another tray full. So I'm really pleased with them. And I'm over the moon with them ones. Right, and guys, so there's a quick little look at the onions to see how they're getting on. I'm happy with them. Seem to be doing okay. Just got to watch for the watering because sometimes I can water a little bit too much, and I need to get them Ailsa Craigs up to the greenhouse. But like I say, I'm just holding off a little bit just for the weather because it has been a bit cold. We have had some hard frost, so guaranteed if I took them up there, the compost and say they would be frozen solid, and I feel like it would have done something to the plant. So I'm happy that they're sitting there, they're not causing any problems, they're not stretching for the light or not like that. They seem to be spot on, and hopefully in a couple of weeks time we'll see and get them transferred up the garden. And if you just look over there, just in the background there, that's one of my Ailsa Craig onions. One of my Kelsey onions, what I grew last year. Was a lovely size, and I'm just slowly bringing that back to flower. So hopefully I get a nice little flower on top of that this year, and hopefully I can get some seed of it at the end of the year, ready to start for next year. So I'm always thinking ahead. That was a lovely onion, a nice quality, nice shape, you know. So that's why I thought I'd keep it and set it back to seed. So we'll keep an eye on that one and all. So there we go, guys. So I'm going to meet you up on plot one. Right, and guys, I'll give you a quick look at my sweet bell peppers before I forget. These are sweet bell peppers.
I love growing these plants, absolutely love growing them. I sown this seed about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, something like that. Starting to come through nicely now. They're just sat on the windowsill, just and like I say, they're starting to come through nicely now. I've been giving them very little water. They do not like a lot of water at this stage, because the water just sits around the root ball and just rots the roots away. So very little water. I'll probably leave these in this pot and check it, say Friday, and then on Friday make a decision if I want to start potting them on. But there we go, some sweet bell peppers. Like I say, I'm not going to bother with chilies unless I get some chili plants given, and I will look after them. But pepper plants, I will grow them all day long because we use them. So there we go, guys. Right, and guys, just made it down to plot 1. Hope you can hear us okay because the winds have started to pick up now. Just been on my weather app there, and it's telling us that we're all going to get some strong winds. I think it's starting from tomorrow, and I think when Tuesday is going to be the worst day. We're on about 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. So all I've done, guys, is I've just been around the garden, just make sure I'm outlining around what's going to blow around and cause any damage. Just preparing myself for it. You know, you never know, this might just fizzle out, but you should always prepare yourself just in case. We have had a few damage to this roof over the years, but this is nice thick plastic now, ponytail and stuff, so fingers crossed it should be okay, touch wood anyway. And also this window there and all that got smashed out last year or the year before, coming out through the wind. So I had to board all that up. Then what I'd done was I had it boarded up for about a month to 6 weeks. I waited till everything calmed down before I started sowing seed and things like that, and then got the grass back in, because it's just a waste of time coming down the next day and putting it in, and then a week later it happens again. So hope you don't get hit too bad with it, but try and prepare yourself just in case. So I came down to plot 1 because I come to drop off some seed potatoes. I did have them on my windowsill at home, but my partner was kicking off saying you best get them moved off the windowsill because they ain't staying there. So I thought I'd bring them down to the garden. I've got 2 different varieties of potatoes up now I'm going to be growing. I am going to be going to my local allotment shop and pick some more potatoes up and some onion sets. But the 2 varieties I've got at the moment are Charlotte. I love a Charlotte potato, nice early potato, never let us down, nice salad potato, beautiful. And also, if I'm pronouncing it right, Picasso. Never grew Picasso before, this is the main crop, and if you cut this potato in half it should be nice white and red inside of there. So all I do, guys, is once I buy the packed potatoes, I go through them all and I sort them all out and I stick them in a mushroom tray like that, and I just stand them up, and then these will just get put out the way in a corner somewhere inside of this greenhouse, so I know it's not going to be any frost coming, so they'll be alright in this greenhouse and they're going to get plenty of light, and the chits will stay nice and small, which is perfect. If I do get hit with any frost, I'll put them inside of the potting shed. The only thing with the potting shed is that there's not a lot of light inside of there. So these are just sitting inside of here. So a lot of people say chip them or they don't chip them. Me personally, I just pull them out of the bags because I don't want them sweating, I don't want them rubbing against each other. I want to check the quality of them, and I just put them inside of the mushroom trays to see how many I got, so I can work out how many I want to put in the row, so I can see if I need any more potatoes and stuff like that. And then if they chip away, they chip away. If I put them in a dark place, the chits will come all out laggy, long and stuff like that. They're not look like the best of potatoes to plant out, but you can just snap them chits off and they will grow, the potato will grow. The potato very rarely lets you down. You know, it's hundreds of ways to prep them up, to get them ready to go out. It's hundreds of ways how to grow them. People put them directly in the ground, they put them in containers, loads of ways. So you can't really go wrong with the potatoes. What I do see about them is if you do put them in the ground, and then when you harvest them, and if you miss the odd one, they will grow the next year. So you could have your onions out the following year, you can have some lovely onions, and then all of a sudden this potato plant starts to grow through. and then you got to quickly jump in the garden, try not to disturb the onions and try and dig them out so it doesn't cause any problems with the onions. But like I say guys, that's how I do mine. Just sit in a tray like that, and these will just get left here, just like that, and they tick along there nicely till they're ready to get planted out. I don't plant them out till Easter, so I think that's around about April time, not 100%, but that's when they get planted out. So there we go. So like I say guys, this wind's picking up now, it's doing me head right in. I'm going to quickly go down to plot 2 and just make sure everything's okay down there, check on the potting tunnel and stuff, and I'll show you that bit of ground what I've been working on. So I'll catch you down there. Right guys, so I did have a fire which I managed to just break out a little bit there. I've been through all that, got all that all cleared out as best I can. That's just my stuff up there. And this is the section I'm working on at the moment, because this is the big mound of compost. So I'm trying to get this leveled off. So this was just full of glass and plastics and tubs. As you can see here, we're getting a lot of blackberry coming through. So what I've done is I've got in there, I took all the plastics and glass and stuff like that out, and then I start digging some of that just to level it off. And what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about some plastic, get all this leveled off, put some plastic sheeting down, and then this here what I built last year, this here, put that on top of the plastic sheeting. I might cut the square bit out and then use the rest of that to fill that up, and hopefully that can be my new carrot bed, because this section was just a waste. So I never really grown out. It was just up to this point here, all the way along there. So this section here, and the material is really good, because this was his old, the old plot holders compost heap. Down lovely. So as you can see, I just need to level it off. And the reason why I want to put plastics down for on this section is because I just know for a fact all this sort of stuff here is going to come through on my onion, on my carrots and stuff. So, but like I say, I just want to get this dug over and then just work out if it's going to work. But that's the plan. Cover it up, bit of plastic, black and white plastic, heavy duty bright plastic. Get that, sit on top of it, maybe cut it out, I don't know yet, and then use the rest of that, sieve it through, and fill it up, and that's your carrot bed. Because I directly sowed some carrots directly into the ground and it just didn't work. All the purple sprouted broccoli I'm trying to hold in there. Don't know if you can see very well in there, but it's holding in there. Don't know if I'm going to get anything from it. I am getting some purple sprouted broccoli on it, but I don't know if the frost is going to kill it off. All this year, spring cabbages have just been rid of a caterpillar, so all this is just going to be getting pulled out and start again. And I'm just going to use these rascal cages for my stuff what I'm going to be growing this year. Leeks and onions are just holding in there nicely. I mean, leeks, garlic and onions. I keep on saying leeks. Garlic and onions, they're holding in there nicely. And also there. So it's just this wind, absolute nightmare. So it's just in case I get anything turned over, which won't take 2 minutes. I'll have to get some bricks in there, just hold that down. Got the flapping all over. All this needs to be all chopped back. But we've just got to wait for this ground to dry out. Just need to dry out. So I can this section bit here now. Got a lot of metal over there which I need to get at the main gate for the scrap yards to take. And then down here, obviously I need to clear all this out. But with foxgloves, seem to be holding in there. Oxide daisies. And also I've got some tulips and stuff coming through and hyacinths. And this is another section here, which I've dug out and turned over. Oh, it's freezing. And I might put some dahlias inside of here. Don't know yet, but these are the potatoes. These are the voluntary potatoes what have just appeared when I was digging this over. So it just goes to show the potatoes grow anyway. They're a canny size. So I'm going to go inside the polytunnel, guys. Okay. Alright guys, that wind's canny brutal like. It's just nearly ripped that door off. I spin the camera around, let you have a little look. So I guys had to do a temporary fix there because what's happening is as I open the door, the wind just caught it and just split it there. Absolute nightmare. This comes off anyway guys in the summer. They let all the airflow go in. So once I take this off, I'll fix that. So hopefully that's just a little temporary fix. What a nightmare, it's always something. And then I looked at this. It looks like birds have been coming down and pecking and starting to put holes in the plastic. And it's actually, I have got the plastic covered with some of the green netting stuff. But clearly it's not doing the job properly. So I do need to get some string across just to scare the birds away. But what's causing that is, it's all the little, got it there. It's all the dead bugs what's sticking to the plastic, so I need to get in here and give it a good clean. I've just been through it there and just give it a wipe down just to hopefully stop anything like that happening again. But it's not good that like. So I have to put some patches in there. As long as it's not on my bed where any water's going to drop down and cause any problems with plants, you know, but it's not good guys, it's not good at all. What a nightmare guys, it's always something. It's one thing after another with gardening. So hopefully that's just going to be a little temporary fix. Like I say guys, I wasn't expecting any wind, to be totally honest with you. My dad mentioned it and I thought, oh, check out the app, the weather app, and I'm getting hit with some strong winds. That was my fault of course, because obviously I opened the door and the wind caught it, you know. So like I say, that's just a temporary fix there. That door comes off anyway once it starts warming up, because I like the airflow going through. I'm more concerned about the holes in the top of the plastic where the birds are starting to peck at it to get all these little dead bugs while stuck to the plastic. Yeah, I have been in, just give everything a wipe down, but I do need to get in here with the hose and give it a good clean. The thing is the water around here just runs off 15mm hep pipe and it just freezes up and it just trickles out, you know, so it's just an absolute pain in the butt and a waste of time. But I do need to try and tackle that sometime through the week and get it sorted and get it cleaned out. I was hoping this netting on the top, if you can see it there, was going to prevent any bird from landing on top of it, but clearly not. So what I'm thinking about doing is getting some string tied to one side to the other side and maybe tie some little plastically stuff to it or whatever just to flap around, and hopefully that scares the birds away.
it's not too bad there, don't get it wrong. It's done me head in, because the plastic wasn't cheap. You know, it was £170 for this plastic, and I'm not replacing it every couple of weeks. It's only a year old, but luckily it's only there, and it's not in my grown space along here, because the last thing I want is holes along there, and then the water's going to get in and sit on top of your, drip on top of your leeks or whatever I've got grown there, and cause a lot of problems. So that's done me head in, proper done me head in. Just frustrating, absolutely frustrating, you know. Never mind. Obviously in the summer I will be putting some fly traps and stuff like that inside of here, but it's just all the dead bugs are just sticking to the plastic, the condensation and stuff like that. It's not a great deal I could do about it, because all the doors are shut to stop any wind coming through and things, you know. So I don't know if it's worth us going to pick some up, to be honest with you, some couple of fly traps just to put them in for the time being, you know. But it's an absolute nightmare. At the top of the garden there, guys, where I showed you before what I'm working on, hopefully I'm going to have the carrot bed inside of there. Like I say, I am going to cover a little bit with some of the membrane stuff, and then put the that raised bed what I built on top of it, and then fill it up with that pile what I showed you before, because it's loads of blackcurrant bushes, or blackberry bush, sorry, there, and they all come through. You got to get right in and get the roots out, and it's a nightmare because it's well established, so it's rooting all over the place. So guaranteed, if I just went over there and just took that raised bed on top of it and start filling it up, it'd just all grow through and it'd just be an absolute disaster. So I need to cover that little bit down there, but I will give you an update and show you how I'm getting on with that, because I'm planning on having some nice carrots up here this year, because like last year I put them all in the ground, directly sowed them in the ground, and it was a bit of a disaster. But alright guys, I noticed I had a few more subscribers on my channel. Welcome to the channel, guys. Really appreciate it. Feel free to ask any questions and fire any comments over that you want. You know, I appreciate it, and at the end of the day we're all in it together, and we're all like to learn different stuff off each other. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So welcome to the channel, really appreciate it. But there we go, guys, that's it now. Just a quick little update on my potatoes. Showed you the onions in my little grow room there. Bit of wind damage already. Be down here in the morning just to check before I go to work, make sure everything's okay. But so thank you very much, guys. We'll leave it on that note, and I'll catch you in a bit.